First of all, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate the time and effort that you set aside to attend this webinar, and I thank you for that. Now we're going to talk about blockchain. Blockchain is a very innovative technology, but it is also a very misunderstood technology. And today I hope to show you that blockchain presents a huge opportunity for professional development. In this sector, there are a lot of job offerings, highly paid job offerings, innovative work, and so on. We're going to see about that. A few words about me. I'm a computer science graduate. I've been following the blockchain field since its creation about 10 years ago. A few years later, I believe about 5 years ago, I was so interested that I decided that I want to do this professionally. I'm now a university assistant professor. I teach blockchain to university students, among other courses. I'm also a PhD student. In fact, I'm in the middle of my PhD degree. I'm doing some very interesting scientific experiments with blockchain protocols. I have also been professionally consulting with the blockchain technology, and also I've been developing smart contracts. For those of you who don't know, smart contracts are blockchain code. When you write code for blockchain, it's called smart contracts. A few years ago, I received my international certification, Certified Blockchain Solution Architect, maybe the most difficult exam in my life. And for a while now, I've been mentoring blockchain startups. I myself had a startup a few years ago, so I'm very active in the startup community. It's very interesting to see how blockchain can transform businesses and products. So I'm actively mentoring startup teams. It's very interesting what is going on, and trust me when I tell you that blockchain is going to change a lot of things. So this three-sided perspective, developing smart contracts, teaching, and also doing scientific experiments really allows me to gain deep understanding and deep knowledge about the blockchain technology. And it's amazing. It's going to change a lot. But this webinar is about you, so this is what you will learn today. We're going to talk about what blockchain is and why it's so important. You know that it's quite popular. However, the popularity is usually connected with cryptocurrency price speculation, and really that is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more going on. We'll talk about that. We'll see how blockchain is impacting business relations and the economy as a whole. Then we'll discuss and I'll show you some facts and figures about this very strong demand for blockchain experts. There is a huge need for blockchain experts. Also, we're going to talk about the blockchain fundamentals course itself. I'm going to give you details about the schedule, what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, and so on. Then we'll talk about the certification. At the end of this course, you will take a certification exam. You will, of course, pass successfully that exam. I'll give you information about that. And finally, we're going to talk about the different and multiple career opportunities that will be opened in front of you once you get the certificate, once you receive your certification. There are a lot of opportunities. We're going to touch on that as well. So let's dive in. First, as I said, blockchain is very popular. However, I believe it's very popular for the wrong reasons. And in fact, blockchain is far more important, far more impactful than usually the mass media reports. So we're going to see about that now. The first thing I usually present to my students is a quote that really shifts the understanding and helps clarify what blockchain actually is. Now, blockchain is a very new innovative technology, just like artificial intelligence, artificial reality, augmented reality. However, blockchain is not really a disruptive technology, as it's usually called. Blockchain doesn't change just one thing, doesn't just do one thing a lot better. For example, like artificial intelligence. Blockchain is a foundational technology, meaning blockchain changes everything, changes the entire playing field, as the saying goes. Many experts and many scientists compare blockchain to the internet, just in the same way that the internet changed almost everything in our daily and professional lives. blockchain is going to do the same going forward. So unofficially, blockchain is also the next version of internet, and or also they call it Internet 2.0. So that is very important. Blockchain is not a niche technology. It is going to change everything, the way businesses operate. So the next thing why blockchain is very important is, of course, market size. I've seen very many projections, and I'm going to share a few with you just to give an idea of how big blockchain is about to become. As you can see, this projection, in the next 5 years, the market for blockchain is going to grow over 10 times, which is really amazing for just short amount of time. Here is another projection. So currently we're 2020, the end of this year, and the market for blockchain solutions is a bit over $3 billion US. It's going to rise to 40 billion. However, this is a conservative projection. There are many different projections, and one of those is Gartner. Gartner did a study, a survey, and they project that by the next decade is out, blockchain will generate over 3.1 trillion US dollars. That's trillions of dollars of market value for blockchain solutions by the end of 2013. As you can see, that is a that is a huge number. That is how much the blockchain is expected to grow. Of course, this is a bit courageous in my opinion. However, the exact numbers are not really important. What is important is the trend. We're obviously going to see a drastic growth of the blockchain market size. And that is very important. A lot of money will be going on related to blockchain. Something very interesting, blockchain has been the #1 search term on Gartner.com since January. There's a lot of professional interest in that field as well. We're going to see actually more about that when we discuss job offerings. Well, of course, cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are the reason that blockchain became popular in the first place, especially the last few years. So I'm going to show you a few numbers right now. The first thing is Bitcoin. Of course, we're talking about Bitcoin, the first and very popular, the most popular cryptocurrency out there. So the market cap, meaning this is a metric that that allows us to get a sense of how valuable a cryptocurrency is. So the market cap, as of yesterday, this picture was taken yesterday, is $300 billion. That's how valuable blockchain is, Bitcoin is. And another metric that is really fascinating, I'm surprised every time I see it, the volume of transactions for the past 24 hours. So we have over $35 billion worth of Bitcoin transactions just for the past 24 hours. $35 billion changed accounts just for yesterday. That is an amazing number, especially when you consider that this cryptocurrency became popular about 5 years ago. It was created 10 years ago, but it became popular 5 years ago, roughly. So for 5 years, this is how valuable a cryptocurrency can become. And I always find that fact fascinating. This is how important blockchain has become. But it's not just about Bitcoin. There are hundreds, actually there are thousands, but hundreds of cryptocurrencies that are used globally every day. In fact, many countries, we're talking about some big names, China, Russia, Japan, Singapore, Dubai, so on. As far as I know, even Venezuela, have already issued national cryptocurrencies. So this thing is taken, its importance is very big. They really find this technology important so that they issue a national cryptocurrency. I think that is amazing. Also, many big institutions like the European Central Bank and some other institutions, I believe many national registries, stock exchanges are also experimenting with blockchain. In fact, Dubai, I believe, is going to transfer all of its public administration processes on blockchain by the end of next year, by the end of 2021, which is amazing. Here I give an example of the 10 most valuable, and of course, most popular blockchain, I mean, cryptocurrency examples. Cryptocurrency is just an implementation of the blockchain technology. Of course, some very popular names: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Ripple, and so on. In the course, we're going to touch on that in a very detailed manner. This is a picture just to show some big names. Another reason that blockchain is really important is that there is a lot of venture capital poured in blockchain companies. Now, it's very difficult to find an exact number. However, we can judge about the number of blockchain companies when we consider that just for 2018, there is over 800 venture capital firms that invest in blockchain companies. So just by that, we can judge that there are thousands of blockchain companies right now. And because I'm mentoring startup companies, I can see some very innovative things going on around just here in Bulgaria. So I can imagine that this is happening globally as well. Also, banks are heavily investing in blockchain. In fact, Ripple is a protocol that allows cross-border payments very easy, very cheap. And banks are really looking into this. They're investing a lot of money into this. So finally, there is strong academic interest as well. Here I created a graph that shows how much scientific publications about blockchain there are for the last 5 years. And you can see that scientific interest is rapidly growing as well. So blockchain is very important. So now let's discuss how blockchain is impacting businesses. But first, we need to keep in mind, we need to understand, at least conceptually, what blockchain is. So this picture is always very useful. To the left, we have centralized system, server client systems. You open your web browser, you make a request to a website on a central server. That server sends the website back as a result. This is conventional server client architectures. We have slightly decentralized systems, clusters, that are more or less the same thing. There's centralization, one server that controls the entire network. And when we talk about blockchain, we need to keep this in mind, this picture in mind. We have a completely distributed network and system. Now, the important thing here is that all of those participants, organizations or people, it doesn't matter, they're all equal. No individual, no participant has control over the network just by themselves. If a decision has to be made, it has to be made by the majority of that network in consensus. So each participant, or the technically correct term is node, each node is working completely independently from the rest of the nodes, from the rest of the network. So no one has control over the network. And that leads us to the very important characteristics of what blockchain is. First, no single participant or institution has control over blockchain. For example, the government or the banks, they have control over your information, over your transactions. However, that is not true with, for example, Bitcoin. No one can shut Bitcoin down because there is no single authority that can shut Bitcoin down. It's completely comprised of different independent users. That's how powerful this technology is. This is a radical shift from conventional paradigms. Also, blockchain is actually an immutable historical data, meaning everything that happens in this network between participants of this network is recorded. And that information is immutable. Immutable means it cannot be changed. It cannot be manipulated. It cannot be destroyed. It cannot be deleted. So everything that enters historical records cannot be changed, and we can absolutely trust that data. The next thing, complete transparency. We can see everything that is going on inside the blockchain network, especially in public networks. We can, at any moment, we know what's going on. It's very difficult for someone to cheat. It's actually, in practice, it's impossible, virtually impossible. However, that doesn't mean you're not anonymous. In fact, especially in public protocols, you're completely anonymous. Everyone can see what you're doing, but no one knows that it's actually you behind your account, which is, again, something very powerful. No intermediaries. Blockchain really allows you to work directly with each other without the need for someone in between. For example, if I want to transfer you money, I don't need a bank to clear that transfer. I can transfer them directly to you, the money. If I want to make a deal with you, I don't need a broker or a notary service for someone to in between. That's how powerful blockchain is. Ownership and control of your data. Blockchain gives control over your data. For example, if you send payment information, you're buying something from website, you send your information, your address, email address, bank account information, your names. But once you send that information, you have absolutely no control of what is going on with your information. And as you know, recently there have been many security breaches, stolen information, stolen identities, and so on. Blockchain does not allow for that to happen. It's a very powerful technology. Also, it allows for business models. It allows for the storage of value, not just information. Those are very important concepts. However, they're very difficult to understand. We're going to discuss them in detail during the fundamentals course. So every time I discuss blockchain, it gets really abstract. It's very difficult to understand most of the time. So I give an example with Cryptokitties. Cryptokitties is the first and most popular blockchain game that was ever created. So what is Cryptokitties? It is a blockchain game where players can buy, breed, and sell unique digital cats. And every cat is unique and cannot be stolen, cannot be manipulated, cannot be destroyed. Now, we're talking about digital cats. However, if you substitute digital cats with something more serious, any other serious asset, for example, company stock, intellectual property, the principles remain the same. You can trade what you own without the fears that someone can steal, can cheat, or can manipulate what you own. That is how powerful this blockchain technology is. And this game actually proved that all of those principles that I mentioned earlier, they work in real life examples. And I mentioned some very interesting facts about this game. You can check it out later. So blockchain expertise is in very high demand. In fact, a recent study for LinkedIn, LinkedIn does annual studies about what is in demand for the current year. Guess what? Blockchain is the most in-demand skill for 2020, according to the LinkedIn study. In fact, last year it wasn't even on the list, and now it's on the list and it takes first place immediately. If that's not amazing, I don't know. I've also mentioned some companies that are actively hiring blockchain experts. We're talking about big names, IBM, Oracle, JP Morgan Chase, the bank, Microsoft, and so on. Also, according to this study, blockchain is the most in-demand skill in the United States, United Kingdom, France, Germany, and so on. So it's really, companies are really looking for blockchain expertise. However, there is none. Not none, but there are very few people that understand blockchain. Another very big freelancing website called Upwork also ranked blockchain as the fastest growing skill in 2018, and I believe since 2018. Is growing faster than all of the 5,000 other skills. This is also amazing. So demand for blockchain expertise is growing really fast. I mentioned some other facts that just for the last few years, blockchain job offerings increased over five times. This is also amazing, a very rapid growth of blockchain jobs. And most company executives identify the lack of blockchain talent as an industry concern. Obviously, many people, many companies are looking to hire blockchain experts, but there are very few blockchain experts. So when there's a lot of demand and low supply, what happens? Well, prices go high. And we have another study by Hired, a very popular recruiting company, that blockchain experts receive annually between $150 and $175,000 US dollars per year, which is about 40% higher than the average software engineer salary. Again, this is, I believe, very interesting. This only goes on to prove that blockchain is a huge opportunity if you decide to follow it as a career choice. And there are many career choices, obviously very well paid. So Let us talk about the blockchain fundamentals course itself. First, you will learn about the history of blockchain in that course. We will talk about technical and business aspects of the blockchain technology, basically what a blockchain solution consists of. We will talk about cryptocurrencies, of course. We will pay special attention to Bitcoin. Then we'll talk about how blockchain solves real-world problems. We're going to discuss real-world business cases. Also, the knowledge required to successfully pass your international certification. I'm going to prepare you and give you all the knowledge and skills necessary to successfully pass that certification. So this is the formal schedule we're going to follow for the blockchain Bitcoin fundamentals course. We'll start with some basic concepts, and about halfway through, we'll get a bit more technical. So the things that you read right now may be a bit frightening or may sound difficult, but don't worry. That's just an illusion. After all, we're going to start from the beginning. So don't be don't be scared. It's actually very interesting. Blockchain is very, very interesting once you understand what it is and how it works. And the course is going to be, all the lectures are going to be in December. So by the end of December, we will have finished with the course so that we can enjoy the Christmas holidays after that. So who is this course suitable for? Well, basically for everyone that is interested in blockchain and that everyone who wants or at least considers a blockchain career. If you want to become a blockchain professional or you're very interested in blockchain, this course is suitable for you and I encourage to apply for it. Now about the requirements, you don't need any previous blockchain experience before this course. We're going to start from the very beginning, so don't worry about that. The only thing that I expect actually from you is that you're motivated to learn and grow professionally and that you're interested in the blockchain technology. Basically, if you're serious, I'm going to help you develop your blockchain skills a lot. So please be committed to completing the course and getting certified, and you will get the most out of this opportunity that is presented now to you. How your knowledge will be applied in practice? Well, after the course, you'll be able to discuss blockchain topics. You will know whether your company, your organization needs blockchain or not. You're going to identify real-world blockchain use cases, and you will have all the knowledge and skills required to continue to develop your blockchain skills on your own. So basically, you'll be able to continue to develop yourself on your own. Well, now about the international certification. At the end of the course, you're going to take the CBBF exam. This is Certified Blockchain Business Foundations certification. It's one of the most serious business certifications about blockchain in the market, as far as I know. Blockchain Training Alliance is one of the most widely recognized institutions that certifies people for their blockchain skills. I myself am a certified blockchain solutions architect by that same very organization. So I can tell you that they're very serious and their certifications are very widely recognized. So it's a very big opportunity for you to take the certification now. So what should you do to take the exam successfully? Well, basically, you need to attend the lectures. Those are not going to be standard university lectures. I'm not going to talk most of the time. We'll have a lot of group discussions. We have practical workshops. So you need to attend if you want to be prepared for the certificate exam. Then you need to set some time aside for self-study. Of course, we're going to mention everything that is important about blockchain and everything that you need in order to pass the exam. However, you need to set aside some time to study for yourself. Also, this is an introductory course to blockchain. You will learn the basics. It's the fundamentals course. However, that doesn't mean it's an easy course and easy exam. So you need to commit to developing your skills. You need to be committed to actually taking the most out of this course in order to be able to pass the exam. Basically, you need to be serious because it's a very serious certificate. However, it's not a very easy certificate. Blockchain career opportunities. As we mentioned earlier, there are a lot of opportunities for blockchain. Blockchain experts are very highly paid. There are a lot of companies searching for blockchain experts, and there are very few blockchain experts. But basically, what you can do after you complete this course, there are many career options that are in front of you. So once you complete this course, you will be able to further develop yourself first as a blockchain developer. So if you come from a technical background, if you're a programmer, this is perhaps the logical choice. Blockchain developers write code for blockchain. Basically, they write what are called decentralized blockchain applications, or also called dApps. This is blockchain developers write the technical term correct would be smart contract. So when you write code, it's called a smart contract. And blockchain developers are really highly sought after. Many companies are looking to hire blockchain developers, and there are very few blockchain developers, so they're really highly paid. The next is blockchain solution architect. This is what I've been doing for a while. The blockchain architect is really responsible for designing the blockchain system, the blockchain application, designing the different components and making sense of how they will work together. This combines both technical and business expertise, which I really like. I like to be between technical and business fields to combine the best of both worlds. It is really a position, a role where you have to translate business and client requirements into technical requirements. So it's very challenging, but it's also very fulfilling and very interesting role to be in. Next, you can go on to become a blockchain project manager. Now, in addition to traditional project management skills, blockchain has some specifics, especially when you manage a blockchain project. So blockchain managers, project managers really need to understand how blockchain works in order to be able to manage a blockchain project. Next, blockchain UX designer. Obviously, every application needs to have a good UX design. So in order to create good user experience and good UX designs, you also need to understand how blockchain works. Blockchain is really, especially the software that you write for blockchain, the smart contracts, they're very different from traditional software. They're different from traditional code. So you need to be aware of how it works, how blockchain works, how the different blockchain protocols and smart contracts work. There are specifics. And if you want to be a successful UX designer, you need to understand blockchain as well. Then you can become a blockchain quality engineer. Of course, everyone needs to test their software, and because blockchain software is very different than traditional software, it has to be right the first time you create it, you deployed it. Basically, we will talk about later in the course in detail. However, once you deploy blockchain code on a blockchain network, you cannot change it. It's how it works. You cannot change it. We mentioned earlier that whatever happens in blockchain cannot be deleted, cannot be manipulated, cannot be destroyed. But that also is the same way that works for blockchain code. So you need to get it right the first time, and that is why you need very experienced quality engineers. And it usually takes 3 to 5 times, sometimes even longer, to test a blockchain application than normal software. So if you need, for example, 3 months to test a normal software application, it will take over a year, perhaps, to test a blockchain application, because you need to get it right the first time. Next, you can become a blockchain legal consultant. That is because blockchain is a very innovative technology. Most of the politicians, of the regulators, institutions, they don't really understand it, and they don't really have an idea of how to regulate it. It's not a regulated technology. That creates problems, but also opportunities. So if you understand blockchain and you don't want to bother with the technical aspects of blockchain, you can become a blockchain legal consultant. And in fact, most studies predict that the legal expertise connected to blockchain is going to rapidly grow, simply because companies usually in the beginning, they don't understand the blockchain technology itself, and also they don't know how that technology, how blockchain solutions are going to impact their processes, if they will be illegal at some point. There are many discussions around this topic. It's very important. So you can follow that as a career choice as well. And finally, you can become a blockchain consultant in general. It's actually one of if you want to work on different projects and you understand the blockchain technology and don't want to go into technical details or legal details or UX details, you can advise companies on how they can implement blockchain technology in their processes, or whether they need blockchain technology as well. So that is also blockchain, also a career choice for you. So as you can see, there are many opportunities. Blockchain is a very important technology, very sought after technology. It's paid very well. And if you complete this course, in fact, I'm sure that you will complete this course. And when you receive your certificate, you will have so many options in front of you to develop yourself as a professional as well. So I strongly encourage you to take this opportunity that you now have to apply for the blockchain fundamentals course. I'm going to be there and help you each step of the way to receive that certification and gain the skills required to become a blockchain professional. So now I'm ready to answer all of your questions. In fact, I welcome your questions, so I'm listening.
How a company should start a blockchain project?
How a company should start a blockchain project? Well, the first thing a company really needs to examine is whether they need a blockchain, whether they need to integrate blockchain technology itself, because blockchain has become very popular, and many companies try to use blockchain, and sometimes they don't really need it. So the first question you need to answer is, do you need blockchain technology, or conventional systems work for you as well? It's very important.
What technologies are used for development? What development environment tools?
Well, blockchain usually is an open source technology, so everything you need to start developing blockchain applications is available online. You can download the integrated development environments for yourself, and you can start coding for yourself as well. So it's really easy to begin. You simply, all you need is an internet connection and you're ready to go. And in fact, in the blockchain fundamentals course, we're going to mention of the different tools that you can use in order to begin developing your blockchain application, if that is your interest, of course.
Do I need to know any other programs besides blockchain?
Programs, you mean programming languages?
Yes.
Well, no, not really. Although if you're already familiar with basic programming concepts like object-oriented programming, it's a big plus. But you can begin developing from the very beginning. There are a lot of tutorials, a lot of free courses that you can take that can help you get the basics of programming languages like Solidity. It's one of the most important programming languages. Solidity is used to write smart contracts, meaning blockchain code for the Ethereum blockchain network. It's very popular, and there are a lot of tutorials out there that you can use, that all of you can get familiarized with.
What kind of jobs can we get after knowing how to use blockchain?
Well, I mentioned the opportunities that you can pursue. However, you can manage blockchain projects. You can analyze different use cases, meaning if your company or the organization you're working for explores the possibility of integrating blockchain technologies in their processes, or starting a blockchain product or a product that is somehow related to blockchain, you will be able to evaluate whether you need that at all. You'll be able to understand the requirements that are necessary to integrate that project, and you will be able to manage that integration with blockchain products or developing blockchain products for yourself.
Anna, can you tell us shortly what blockchain experts do in real life jobs?
Well, they do a lot of things, and it depends on the role that you're in. For example, if you're a blockchain architect, you basically talk to prospective clients and help them understand, first, if they need blockchain technology. Second, you understand what are the business goals that they're trying to achieve with the blockchain technology. Then what you do is you translate those requirements, those business requirements, into technical requirements. So you're kind of in the middle between the business and the technical aspects of blockchain. You design the architecture, how the application is going to work, what is going to happen inside the application. So that's the if you're a blockchain architect, for example. Now, if you're a developer, you write code. You write the business logic. You implement the business logic. Basically, you create the blockchain application itself, just like normal software. If you're a consultant, you advise on the business aspects of blockchain technology. So you can consult on how different companies, if they want to enter the blockchain field, what they need to do, how they need to prepare their organization, what processes they need to implement first before they begin to integrate blockchain technologies in their professional lives. So it really depends on the role that you're filling, that you're in. But as I mentioned, there are a lot of roles, and each has a focus on the different aspects of the blockchain technology.
How much money a company should invest to implement blockchain in its business processes?
Well, that really depends, because blockchain is not like normal software. As we mentioned, once something happens inside a blockchain, it cannot be changed, it cannot be deleted. So if something wrong happens, you cannot change that as well. So it usually takes a lot more time to evaluate the business case for blockchain, if you need blockchain, and how exactly you're going to integrate blockchain into the company, into company processes. It takes a lot of time because, as I mentioned in the presentation, usually you need to get it right the first time. So you have to be really careful with the requirements. You have to examine really carefully the requirements that you need and the logic that you need to follow, the business logic that you need to implement into a blockchain application. And also you have to be very clear about the results that you want to achieve with the blockchain. Now, many companies, and you can see this all over the internet if you search about it, many companies are eager to jump into the blockchain space because it has become quite popular, and blockchain indeed solves many problems that could not be solved before blockchain. However, they don't really understand the blockchain technology, and that leads to many failures. Usually what happens is companies hire blockchain experts, blockchain consultants that help them develop a blockchain prototype just to test the waters, as the saying goes, before they can commit the majority of their resources in that direction. Because to implement blockchain, you have to follow a different methodology than the normal software. So it's different. It's different from an implementation point of view. It's different from writing code point of view. It's different than normal software. So that really impacts business results. You have to be really clear what you want to achieve with blockchain technology and how the strengths of blockchain are going to help you achieve those results. So it's really about defining the business case in a very detailed manner before you proceed to implement that solution with technical tools. I hope that was able to answer the question. Yes, that is very true, and that makes blockchain expertise even more important because most business owners, they have an idea of what results they want to achieve. However, they don't really understand blockchain technology. In fact, in my experience, even IT professionals often don't really understand how blockchain works as well. So while business analysts can advise on the business side of the use case, they can define the business case in normal software. They need to really understand how blockchain works in order to be able to analyze blockchain business cases. And that is one of the possible career options that you can pursue after you take this course as well.
Why can't blockchain network be removed? As I understand, blockchain is distributed network among many servers. What if remove on many servers at the same time?
Of course. Now, this is a very interesting question, and it touches on a very important blockchain topic. And yes, you're correct that blockchain is distributed. The blockchain network is distributed among independent servers. So what happens if one server goes down? Well, the beautiful part about blockchain is that that doesn't affect the rest of the blockchain network. For example, if you are running a blockchain node, if you're a participant in a blockchain network and your machine, your server goes down, that in no way affects the rest of the network. It continues to work as expected. So later, when you fix the issue and you take your server back online, what happens is you just get from the closest blockchain server, you get what has been going on while you were offline. You copy that information with you, and you're ready to go on. You're ready to participate in the network again. And that happens automatically, which makes blockchain really, really resilient to most failures. For example, I'm going to mention Ddos attacks, something very popular recently. If you want to attack a website, a server, and if you're able to overload that server, it basically crashes and you get access to the file system of that server. Well, if that happens to blockchain, in fact, that cannot happen to blockchain, because if you attack a single server, that in no way affects the rest of the network. It continues to work as it should work. So when that server goes back online, it just copies the information that it missed, and it is ready to participate in the network as well. As Nikolai mentioned, this is called something, the technical term for this is Byzantine fault tolerance. Meaning blockchain networks are really resilient. They're Byzantine fault tolerant networks. They can withstand failures to a very high degree, something that is not really possible with normal software, normal server architectures.
How other servers in this blockchain network are added? Because we talk about that if your server goes down, other servers are live. But how all these servers come together?
Well, it actually is very easy. All you need to do is to set up the proper infrastructure on your server, and that basically happens automatically. Meaning, if your server goes down, it misses some of the information. It misses to record the transactions that are happening in the blockchain network. However, when it goes back, when you fix that server, it automatically downloads the missed information from the closest server. It's very easy, actually. You don't really need to put a lot of effort into this. In fact, the effort goes into fixing the hardware part of the server or the internet connection or whatever else.
What is your own blockchain project that you are working on?
The blockchain, I'm working on many blockchain projects right now. In fact, I'm working on my own blockchain product. I mentioned that I had a startup a few years ago, so I'm very interested into how innovative technologies like blockchain can add value by creating innovative products. Basically, that's what I do in my startup, but I'm also advising on many different projects. For example, right now there is a project going on about shared delivery of different commodities. It is just the same as shared riding, when multiple people use one car to go somewhere else. Well, shared delivery of stock is how you use other people to deliver something for you, especially if you live abroad. And that delivery is tracked via blockchain. And it is a very interesting concept, by the way. It's a very interesting project. I'm following it with quite the interest.
Mm-hmm.